Welcome, everybody, back to the Unfiltered Podcast. As always, my name is The Cab.
And I'm Jay Jones. What's going on, fuckers?
St. Joe in the hizzy.
And we're glad that you guys are along for the ride this week. How's everybody doing this week, guys?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Yeah?
St. Joe? Good.
Cool. I got something I want you guys' reaction on real quick, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping this is going to work. Now, this lady was, let's just say she's trying to be helpful. I put this on Twitter a couple of days ago, but I wanted to get it on here and get you guys' reaction to this. So this is a video. Sorry, we don't have video this tonight, but this is a video of a lady trying to help somebody, and going about it a very, very unique way.
Motherfucker,
Really?
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
I don't have to do
There it is.
anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
You motherfucking accuser. Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you what's going on?
I'm pissed because he won't repent.
Okay.
I just want to get some groceries and go home.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so because his religious views don't match yours, you're mad at
I
him?
don't give a fuck because it's gonna burn in hell.
Okay.
So he's going to burn in hell because he won't let her help her. And they're at the Walmart there. And people ask me why I have a fucking problem with organized religion. St. Joe, can you explain something to me real quick? What is the accuser of the brethren?
That's a new one to me, man. I mean, yeah, that's a Beebs question. I mean, yeah, that lady needs some help.
Jay, do you happen to know what the accuser of the brethren is?
Negative, and I'm not a theological wizard, so I'm probably not the person to ask.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
Out of the three of us, I can promise you, I'm the least knowledgeable when it comes to the Bible.
Right. Well, I looked it up, and apparently it's what you are when you talk to a crazy bitch like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
When you talk to a crazy bitch like that. But if anybody knows what the accuser of the brethren is out there, not named Beebs, we know that you know.
Yeah.
So not named Beebs, shoot us a DM or hit us on Twitter at UNF Pod.
That's crazy. That's where'd you find that from?
That is a wonderful video off of a social media platform called the TikTok. You could find an array of fun videos on that social media platform. But just if you find one, don't comment back on one, because if you comment back on one and the guy has, say, I don't know, 500,000 followers, then they might attack you and you might have to turn your comments off.
It says here that the accuser of the brethren is Satan. It's just another name for Satan.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that does make sense in her little rant there that he would be Satan. Yeah. You know, it sounded like that was with her accent. I was trying to place it. It sounds like she might have been up from north,
It's actually, I looked it up. They're in Michigan.
Yeah, I would have guessed.
Yeah.
I would have guessed maybe Minnesota or Michigan. Yeah.
If I had to endure long winters in Detroit Lions football, I would probably act like that too.
Yeah, she definitely had a northern accent.
Yeah,
don't you know?
What when you were
You're
up
the
there,
accuser of the brethren, don't you know? Hey,
yeah, I felt like I was watching fucking Fargo.
Yeah, not that bad. They're not that bad, but
You know,
I was
so-
around it all week, so I slipped back into it pretty easy.
Ah, dad. Yeah. So, what's up, Jay?
Oh, just living the dream, baby, living
Yeah,
the
man.
dream.
Yeah, man.
So this week I am going to dive into something that both of you can speak on, obviously, but not my normal stuff. So tomorrow, my daughter has a birthday, and she's an young adult now, and I was thinking, I was like, you know what, it was different. I remember when I first found out that I was going to be a father in the first place, 20 plus years ago. And I remember being scared fucking shitless. And then when I found out that I was having a daughter, I was even more scared shitless. And because I knew how I was as a guy growing up, and I was a total scumbag when it came to girls, well, and people in general. I mean, I was just a dirtbag. Not that I'm not a dirtbag now, but when I found out that I was going to be a dad, especially to a girl, I realized, or at least it made me think, what, I need to get my shit together. I don't want to be the guy that I have to tell my daughter to watch out for, even though I was the epitome of it. And so I wanted to ask you guys, because this time it's the one thing in my life that honestly pulls any kind of emotion out of me as my daughter. I could give a shit less about work. I could give it. I mean, if my friends are pissed off, if whatever, I can deal with all that stuff. I can compartmentalize. I don't care. It doesn't drive me nuts. But if there's something going on with my daughter, it bothers. I cannot think about anything else except that. It's the only thing I think about. And it's the only thing that, can absolutely 100% make me do just about anything when it comes to my daughter. And so I wanted to ask you guys, because there's a few things that I remember when she was born. What is your favorite part, or some of your favorite parts so far of being a father? Not that you have to have a daughter or anything. I'm just saying in general, as being a dad, that you never thought was going to be, that you never realized until she was born. The biggest one for me is I actually really truly believed at 25 years old that I knew what love was, or that I thought I did. And I had no idea. Zero clue. Absolutely not a fucking idea what it was about until I saw my daughter the first time when she was born. And immediately we went out into the little basket where they were weighing her, and they were washing her off and squirting her eyes full of stuff. And I was there, and I got to do the first bath and got to, it changed my life forever, and in the best way possible. And so I wanted to ask you guys, what were some of the things that once you became a parent completely changed about your direction or your trajectory in life that you didn't expect?
Say, Joe, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think that what you just said, the last thing there is probably the biggest and the most profound thing for me too, is that we had our son later in life. We got married later in life. My wife and I got married later in life, and we had our son later in life. And it was just that eye-opening reality that you are responsible for another human being. I mean, it was literally like, they handed me Elijah, and it was just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then you're holding that, it was just crazy. And like you said, very, very well, that you've never felt more love for something than you could even imagine. And you're just like, wow. And then all these thoughts just go through your head, and you're like, holy crap, what am I going to do? And then your parents always told you these stories about, well, this is what you did when we took you home, and and you hear that, and then it's literally, it was 2 days for us, but then they just basically hand you a baby and they say, here you go, get out. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, I want to stay. I want to stay here. I don't want to go. It's nice and warm and comfy here. And yeah, I don't want to go. But yeah, it was just that whole thing. You look and 10 little fingers, 10 little toes, and you're like, this is great. And that's crazy. And I just really look, to follow up on that is just I really look forward to doing everything that my parents did with me to be able to do with him. Oh.
And we're back with breaking news tonight, breaking sports news. And Low Keen Yu breezes through the opening round at Badminton World Championships. Yu holds the record for most times whacking the shuttlecock. Back to you, St. Joe.
Exclusively on the Ocho.
Just whacking the shuttlecock. Wow. Speaking of whacking the shuttlecock, that was another thing I was looking forward to, is actually having that conversation. Is, growing up and having the other conversations that, you're going to have in life, is that, my son is now becoming 13 now. It was just hard to believe.
So his showers are getting longer.
Oh my gosh. It's you just walk in. Every time I have to actually knock when I walk into the room now, announce myself, which is kind of a weird thing, but you're like, okay.
Yeah. It was totally different for me. Because obviously having a daughter, when, she started becoming a woman and blossoming into a woman, obviously as a dad, I knew, because when we were getting bras and we were doing this, that, the other, and then obviously when the other stuff that, I was going and buying things at CVS or Walgreens that I had never purchased before, or never been asked to, and I didn't mind at all. Actually, I don't care. But the sex talk that you may or may not have had with your son, I definitely did not have with my daughter. I did tell her she can always talk to me about anything, but that is one topic she's never talked about with dad, and I'm okay with it. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't particularly want to hear about it.
Honestly, this day and age, you don't really need to. They know so much from school and everything else, and they kind of get it. It's
somewhat.
It's nice to just make sure, but by the time that they know what's going on. But you just want to make sure they're putting it in the right spot. But yeah.
Whoa.
I think it's interesting. For me, I was 29 when we had our daughter. And so I was just kind of like, can I fucking do this? I still viewed myself as a kid, and I was like, man, how can a kid have a kid? And I think I'm with both of you guys to where I thought I loved people before, and there is. And I'm sure you guys share the same sentiment, but there is absolutely nothing I wouldn't do for my children. Not one thing. And I'll tell you something funny though, is, I have two kids. They're both teenagers. And so what you said, Jay, about, getting into womanhood and blossoming and all that, I've gone through that, but I'm going through right now what St. Joe's going through, because I got a almost 15-year-old boy. And what's funny is how your attitude changes from firstborn to secondborn. I'll give you an example. When my daughter was born, it was hand sanitizer, baby proof and everything, pacifier falls out, your sanitizer, you're washing it and all that good stuff. 2.5 years later, my son's born. And I remember this very vividly. We brought him home and his pacifier falls out of his mouth. And my brother-in-law turns to me, he goes, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Brush it off on your pants and stick it back in his mouth." And all these parents, we just had somebody in the family have their first child, and I was like, I hope they make the mistake of having that child in the hospital room the first night, because the child's going to cry all night and they're not used to that.
Yeah.
You know, they're used to, you know, quiet and all this, and that baby's just gonna go all night, because it changes your life in an instant. There's no real, you know, rules to follow when you get home. You know, everybody will tell you rules to follow about having the kid, and Lamaze does all this and all this. But once you get home and, you know, like they call the honeymoon period is over, you know, and then you got to live, you got to figure out how to coexist, you know. And I was always made fun of before I had children. I made fun of, mothers, you know, whatever, they get 6 weeks off. Dude, that's not enough because that's a big life-changing event. You know, and but I'll tell you this, and I tell every new parent this, that first time you come home from work and they are old enough to run up to you and they're so genuinely happy to see you, will erase every bad thing that has happened in like the last week.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you know, and I obviously, you know, because my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and I'm, you know, thinking about it. I'm in New Jersey. She's in California. We are, as far as I'm concerned, worlds apart from each other for tomorrow,
Sure.
which I hate. But her being a young adult and living her life, she's where she wants to be, and I'm extremely happy for that and all that. But you know, I mean, it just makes me think about anything and everything. And I still tell her I'm sorry, because I remember when we were walking up the steps to a church. And no, we weren't going into church to go to church. We were going for somebody else's event. And it was icy. And I remember carrying her up the stairs, and I slipped when I got to the very top, get ready to go in the door. And I remember falling, and like everything I could do just to like keep her on top of me so that she didn't hit the ground. And I had never been so scared in my entire life. I mean, so everything changes when you're dead. And you know, so I just wanted to say, I hope Jayla May, my little monster is what I call her, I hope she has the happiest birthdays ever in the world, because this releases tomorrow on her birthday. I want her to have a happy birthday. She probably won't listen to this because she knows, she's like, I don't like listening to what you talk about sometimes because I'm pretty filthy, or maybe I'm talking about this or that. But no, it's her birthday tomorrow. And the proudest thing in my entire life, the only thing that I'm more proud of than everything else tenfold, is being her dad. And it's the one thing in life that I would never give up for anything else. If somebody laid down $10 billion and said, you can't be Jayla's dad anymore, I tell them to fuck off, get fucked. No way in hell. I mean, the best part of me in my life is in California, and it's her birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday, monster.
Absolutely. Happy birthday from us down in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. It's yeah. I still remember like Kev said, the laughter, and still to this day I hear my kid laugh, and it's just the best sound in the world, man.
So I actually have a recording on my phone from 2009, her singing Taylor Swift. I was driving her to school in the morning,
Nice.
and Taylor Swift came on the radio, and I told her, I said, sing it louder. I have the whole recording, and I'm not kidding. I can't play it with you guys on because honestly, I start fucking crying. It's the one thing in life that just, I mean, I love it because it's so fucking cute. And it takes me back to that moment with her when she used to pretend she was a puppy, and I was coming to, you know, rescue puppies at the pound, and I'd come and it was, I mean, just the little fun games you play with your little kids.
Right.
Sure.
And so no. Yeah, absolutely. Best.
I tell you,
ever.
the car,
it's like the Moneyball moment, man. It's the Moneyball moment when he's leaving and the girl singing, he puts the CD in and she sings the song. That's awesome.
The car rides, I hear that a lot about kids. My daughter, her name is Hannah. Me and her about 2012, 2013. I remember I'd be taking her to school, and do you guys know who Annie Lennox is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sweet
so
Dreams.
she had a duet with somebody who name escapes me, but the song was called "Take Me to Church." You know, it was around 2012, 2013. It won a couple Grammys. Anyhow, so for some reason that song sounds like every other song on the radio, and so we'd be listening to the radio because she didn't want to listen to sports talk, and every song would come on, and I would be like, I'd look at her and I'd be like, is this that Take Me to Church song? She's like, no. And anyhow, to this day, we'll be listening to the radio and I'll look over it and all I have to do is look. She's like, it's not the Take Me to Church song.
Yeah.
Hosier.
I used to change every time I heard the word girl in a song.
Yeah.
I would change it to squirrel and make sure I was singing along. And Jaylee would be like, Daddy, it's girl. It's not a squirrel. And yeah, so I still do that when I'm singing songs in the car. I'll change it to squirrel,
That's funny.
But those guys like my kids do not find me funny one fucking bit. Not one fucking bit. And like my daughter's in the arts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come by the school and I'm going to talk to your class about, stage presence and how to, work a microphone and shit like that. And she's like, the fuck you are,
Yeah, they're the hardest audience you're ever going to have.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then you got St. Joe and his son's, telling half,
Right.
half-assed naughty jokes. I love it.
I got a joke for Elijah,
weekend.
by the way.
Oh, he was a hit this weekend, dude. He told that joke about 100 times at the wedding. And the people were like, you let him talk like that? And I'm like, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's my card. Listen to the podcast.
And by the way, you guys can't see it, but St. Joe tonight has a sweet shirt on.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
Unfiltered podcast t-shirt.
Look at that, baby.
Oh,
that
look at
looks
that.
good.
That thing is sweet.
It actually turns out really nice. It looks
good.
Blended in good, and people buy some merch.
How long did it take you to get it? Why don't you tell the people?
It didn't take long. Yeah, from start to finish, it took, I think, might have taken 3-4 days. So it's not bad.
Our people are busy in the sweatshops over there making that shit hot like fire.
We got to give
them
we got to give them a raise to 75 cents an hour.
Yeah.
And those people that have been wondering where Roger Wright have been, he's over there. He's in charge of our fucking shirts.
He took a break from the
making our
condom
merch.
factory and he went to the shirt factory.
We told him we'd get him a keyboard if he worked for a month.
Exactly. Yeah. He's been pounding out unfiltered shirts.
My $500, you fat fucker.
Yeah. The Q's still stuck on his keyboard though. I don't know why the Q, but yeah.
He's working hard for that new keyboard, man.
Yeah.
So get you some merch.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, that's good, man. Happy birthday to your daughter. That's great. I love it.
Awesome.
And you know what? Your subject kind of blends in a little bit with mine. You go from birth to maybe the start of birth. I spent the last week at a wedding. Went up to see my nephew get married, and up there in Wisconsin, don't you know? And it was good. It was fun. The best part was the open bar. Oh, good Lord. And
what's funny is you sent something that said you're going to drunk tweet us, and then we never heard from you again.
That's because I drank way too many whiskeys. The old fashioned. So here's the thing. I'll tell you a little quick story about, Wisconsin, known for a couple of drinks. The old fashioned is one of them up there. And I'm a whiskey drinker, but up there they make it with brandy. And I'm like, oh man, am I going to go with, but you got to have it the way that it's made, the drink and everything. So you're like, okay. So then you start drinking one and you're like, this tastes good. So then you start having another and you're like, next thing you know, you're 8 deep in brandy old fashions. And it's just like, okay, but there's something in it. And then they put a plate of cheese curds in front of you and you're like, oh, okay, here we go. And then the next thing you know, I got a sausage in my mouth. And before you say anything, it was a brat, but we weren't in our church, right? But I mean, it was, it was so good. So good food. It was great, but it's a good little trip. Great to see my nephew get married. But on the way back, I'm thinking, what am I going to talk about for for my cup of Joe? And then I started thinking about every one of us. Well, Jay, I don't know. I'm guessing that you were married. I'm not sure. I think that you may have been. Okay, all right. You just had
was
a
I at one
child.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, but it wasn't to baby mama.
Okay. All right.
I got
So
married in
then-
Vegas for 3 days.
Got it. Okay. So we've all been through
That's awesome.
a marriage. But I started thinking about the
Hey,
different.
hey. Twice.
I know. So you might have
Twice.
more traditions.
I am
than,
the ultimate authority on how to fuck up.
You might have a couple traditions that I might not have heard about. But I
Okay.
started thinking about the different traditions that happen at weddings. And this one was a Gen Z wedding. So there
You
was
know what
some
my
pretty-
favorite one is?
What is it?
When you fuck all the bridesmaids, the boom boom, the bridesmaids time.
You know-
I have not heard that tradition.
You know, Jay, they frown on that when you're the groom.
Yeah.
Hence the reason I was married for 3 days.
Right. They frown on that when you're the groom. Yeah.
Well, there were some, that everybody knows about a couple of things, but I'm going to go around the world with some different traditions that take place.
Around the world.
Please
What are
start
some of
Mexico.
your, first of all, before we go around the world, what are some of your favorite wedding traditions that have happened that you have been at the wedding?
Well, unfortunately, I used to have people that would ask me all the time when I was DJing, oh, will you please DJ our wedding or our ceremony or do this or our party, our reception and all this stuff? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I would price it so fucking high because I didn't want to do it.
Right.
So the people that actually I ended up DJing at their wedding, except one, because one of them, I didn't outprice it, go crazy. And that was my buddy, Mike, who was on with me last week on the 2 penny.
Mhm.
Shameless plug. Anyway, I did that one, but most of them I priced so far out of, I mean, it was ridiculous money I was getting paid to do it.
Right.
But so I've seen some pretty crazy stuff at weddings.
So as a DJ, are you saying that your tradition would be like the electric slide or the Cupid shuffle or something like that, like a song that they asked you to play?
Oh, one of my favorite ones is the garter grab.
Okay.
Or is that what it's called? That the
Sure.
lady wraps around her leg? I don't know, but
Yeah.
Sure.
I saw one where they did a joke and the guy went up under the dress and I had some music playing. I think I was playing Leave Your Hat On by Joe Cocker.
Right.
And so I was playing that and everybody's woo and making all these fucking noises and screaming. And the guy comes out and he's got panties in his mouth
Right.
instead of the fucking garter.
Right.
And he's like,
Right.
oops, I didn't mean to do that. He goes back in. So that was kind of funny. But
Right. Okay. So you like the garter toss or the bouquet toss or something to that effect. All right.
yeah.
Keb.
I like the introduction of the wedding party because if you have a sense of humor like I didn't in 2001,
Mhm.
in 2001 my first wedding was just like your traditional one where
Mhm.
but when soon to be world famous wife and I got married, we had I mean that's just 2019, so we had sense of humors now, and we played like a different like popular theme song for like everybody walking in. So
Mhm.
like my son when he was walking in, who was the best man, he walked into the Superman theme,
Nice.
and Stacy and I walked into the Star Wars theme,
So
and
everybody
stuff
had
like
walk
that.
up music.
Yeah, everybody had walk
Nice.
up music, and
It was a fucking
also
baseball game.
Exactly.
the processional when you walk out of where you got married, right? When hey, you're man and wife, and then kiss the bride, and then get the fuck out, and let's get to the open bar, right? We dated so long that, and we lived together so long that there was a point where we just didn't think that there was like a point to get married, I guess, but we
Right.
wanted to, and she really wanted to. And so finally,
The tax benefits.
yeah. And finally I came around, I was Mr. Fear Commitment for a while. And finally I came around, we're both coming out of divorces. So, anyhow, so all the friends were just like, dude, when are you guys getting married? Come the fuck on, and so when we walked out towards to go to the reception, we played the Hallelujah chorus, like
Nice.
hallelujah, and stuff like that. So I love the videos and stuff like that of people that get creative with it, because the wedding can be very, very, very boring,
Right.
and get creative with it.
Please
And
tell me your daughter walked out to take me to church.
no, she didn't. And
That would have been
Big
great. Though.
classic.
no,
Yeah.
what she was actually a pretty big Taylor Swift person too, and
Got
she
it.
walked to Shake It Off.
I love it.
And we had all kinds of, like, naturally Ice Baby was played,
Sure.
and all that. I mean, it was wild. It was a good time. The first time it was just like, it was too in the box the first time, and this time we were just like, this one's, it's kind of like how I look at comedy now. Stop trying to entertain other people and just entertain myself. That's kind of how we looked at it. We were just, this one's for us, and a little different. We funded 100% of it,
Sure.
rather than the traditional way. So,
well, I'm the sentimental one, man. My favorite is the father-daughter dance and the mother-son dance and the things like that. So I could like that because they always pick that emotional song where you're like, oh my God, that's so, so that's me, where it tugs at the heartstrings, and you're kind of like that's cool. So it was even more so because it was my nephew and my sister, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. So it was pretty cool.
One cool thing about, and this is the last thing I'll say, but I want to get it in before I forget. One cool thing about Stacy and I is there's a lot of cool things, but you talk about tradition and all this. When I got married the first time, my best friend was my best man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, come along this time now, I got a son, right?
Right.
And so my best friend went and got ordained, and he actually did the service.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool. He could be involved, and then
and it's also cool that your son was your best man.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool too.
And I was just like, hey, don't lose that ring.
Yeah.
Where's the ring? Right. Dad, I got it. Shut up.
That's pretty cool.
So it was pretty cool.
All right. So here's some things that I just found. Some, you always get some interesting things that I like to know, some other just weird traditions that they do around the world before the day of the wedding. So or on. So in France, and
we're back with another sports update, and this just in from the NFL. Cowboys fans were named the worst sport fans in the world in 2021, but have been narrowly beaten out by the fans of the Chicago Bears.
Oh,
back to you, St. Joe.
I know. I think Eagles have that, but that's okay. Okay, so in France, on the day of the wedding, the guests fill a toilet bowl with all the leftovers, which were once deemed delicious, and mix them with alcohol and anything they desire, and they make the couple drink the liquid from the bowl. Interesting.
This is the fucking reason there's a fatberg problem in fucking Europe.
That should teach you everything you need to know about France.
That's pretty strange. That's pretty. They'll get progressively stranger.
But did you say France?
France.
The French.
In India. India has a couple of different wedding traditions.
Free 7-Eleven.
Oh, they get free slushies for a year.
Or a cab stand.
If you're married under the Mars and Saturn, which are in the 7th house of the astrology, you're considered to be cursed. And these women will cause their husbands to pass away at a young age. They believe that the woman will be marrying a tree prior to marrying her husband can resolve this issue. So they have her marry a tree before they marry her husband. Okay.
Didn't some dumb bitch over there marry a cobra?
That wouldn't surprise me either. Wouldn't surprise me. This I found kind of funny. In China, according to an article and blah, 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 Chinese women wedding tradition, they make them cut all their hair off except leaving a rat tail.
Blowjob, next question.
little rat tail. Blowjob, next question. Blowjob. He's talked about being fat in France. This one, I don't know where Maradius is, but
where?
It's Mauritius.
Montana. I get
Sure.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Lower Alabama.
Yeah.
But
It's one of the keys.
you've heard of fat camps?
Yeah.
Yeah. They send them, the fatter the bride, the better it is. So before the wedding, a week before the wedding, they send the bride away to eat as much as they can to get her chubby for the wedding.
That's disturbing on a couple of different levels.
It could be. It could be. This one, I'm not sure. Greece.
It's all
The
Greek to me.
groomsmen. Do you know this one?
No, I don't know any of these. I'm not a
Groomsmen.
worldly guy. I'm that's why I'm proud to be an American.
And the groomsmen for the wedding lather up the groom, and each one of them with a straight razor get a chance to shave the groom.
See, I don't know if there's anybody I trust that much.
That's exactly it. And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
they'd
what
be
if they
like cutting
slip?
some shit off the keb here. You know what I'm saying?
What if they slip?
Yeah.
Where are
I'm
they shaving
not-
this
I don't
fucker?
know. I don't know if I
They-
trust
they
me
sh-
that much.
He's in order to get properly married, you need to be clean shaven.
Yeah.
So they each get a chop, and they each get a chance to take a swipe with. Yeah,
Nah, fuck all that.
I'm not sure
Negative.
about that. This
Negative.
one I think fits right up our alley. So in Russia, it's tradition to go see the bride before the wedding. However, the bride is typically one of the groomsmen dressed up in the bride's dress.
What?
Yes.
Why'd you say
Before-
that's
it's
right up
kind of,
our
kind of
alley?
like a prank.
What? Am I a fucking cross dresser
Yeah,
now?
what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
It's
this
kind-
fucking
it's-
drag show, Hamburger Mary
like
bullshit.
it's like a fun prank that they do. Like they go knock on the door to see the bride, and then all of a sudden it's one of the groomsmen dressed in the wedding dress.
What is he going to knock on the door to see the bride to do? Is
It's
it
just like this. It's
is-
just one of these tradition things
it's
that
not
they
like
go
the
see him.
you know?
Where the
don't
fuck is
know.
this?
I
in
know,
Russia.
in Russia,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Russia.
Oh,
Russia.
God. I mean, there's some hot bitches in Russia, but other than that, fuck them.
Germany, they smash good plates all before they get married. That's one's not too bad. Romania, they kidnap the bride and they hide her a couple days before the wedding.
What do they do in Sweden?
That's
I
gonna
was
be my number
fucking
one.
waiting for it.
There. We're getting there.
Fucking
I wonder if
waiting for
Kev
it.
actually knows.
I
I didn't mean to cut you off. If you have more. Keep
No,
going.
no.
Sorry.
No, I do not. My mom mentioned like 15 when Stacy and I got married, and we were just like, yeah, we're doing none of those. But hit me. I probably have heard.
Well, this
it.
is the interesting one for you. This is the one they had for USA, which I've never heard of.
Okay.
They had in the USA, they said that it was burying a bottle of bourbon upside down in the backyard.
I've absolutely never heard of that.
Nope,
No,
never heard of it.
No,
So-
that's a waste of fucking good whiskey.
I mean, never heard of that. But yes, so Jay, to end the tradition.
Yeah.
Let me get to Sweden. So in Sweden, and this was ranked too. So Sweden was number 5,
Wow.
which
Yeah,
So
there's
the-
some hot bitches over there, man.
so in Sweden, they take one giant fucking meatball. No. So they in Sweden, this is interesting. It is a tradition that on the wedding day, every time the bride gets up and leaves the room, all the single women line up and kiss the groom, and vice versa when the groom leaves the room. It's a fucking orgy over there.
I fucking knew there was something good about that place.
God, so can you imagine that? Is okay. So every time the bride leaves the room, all the chicks get up and kiss the groom.
Oh.
And every time the groom leads, it's a kiss fest on all the single dudes just line up and start smacking the new bride.
What's the problem with that?
Huh.
Sounds like a fucking party, babe.
It's just they're just They're just pulling a train on the bride right there when the groom leaves.
A train?
It's a kissing train, but still.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if they did that during COVID.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Well,
tradition.
I like it. All right.
It's a tradition. So yeah, I mean, very interesting.
Yeah. So we just went around the world with wedding stuff.
One kiss here, one meatball there.
True. Very true.
I think they should have just kissed one giant meatball.
Yeah.
They probably do.
I got
they
your
do later.
meatballs. I got your meatballs right here.
It's a spicy meatball.
Ha ha ha.
It is kind of interesting to see some different things that happen.
All right.
Oh, now it's the Keb's corner.
Oh.
We got a mystery guest, guys. Thank you, Jay, for that wonderful music. And everybody, you know what time it is. It is time for the, wait for it, mystery guest. And our mystery guest this week has agreed to come in and answer my ridiculous questions. And so our mystery guest this week is a podcaster. And I guess technically they have two podcasts, but really one off of the other and I talk about it a lot because I was so graciously asked to be a part of one of them. And we had a lot of fun and we had a good time. And if you're not listening to this podcast, I got a question for you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, for real.
I talk about it every damn episode. Our mystery guest this week is Courtney Feder from A Nefarious Nightmare. Hello, Courtney.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for coming on and joining our ridiculousness. I mean, your podcast is little on the serious side.
Well, well, one of them isn't.
Right. They have A Nefarious Nightmare, the regular one, and which is available to download wherever you download great podcasts. And then they have a Not So Nefarious Nightmare.
Not So Nefarious Criminals. We
That
talk
one.
about Florida Man or crimes that should be the essence of Florida Man.
Now you realize I live in Florida.
Yep, you're our favorite Florida Man.
Ah, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. There's some
You hear
people
that,
down
say,
here do
Jeff?
some fucked up shit.
Yep.
Which you could hear all about. So go to Patreon,
Mhm.
and don't you have like 9 different levels?
we have 4 different tiers. We have our the beekeeper one is the cheapest one. I'm sorry, the less expensive one. That one's $3, and you'll still get the extra episodes, which would be Not So Nefarious Criminals, and then the other 3 tiers, they're all bee related. So, but I'm not going to waste all of the time on your podcast talking about that. It's not, I mean, it's important, but it's not, you know what I mean?
It is important. And, you have inspired us to get a Patreon, and we're going to have an alternate bonus material. Keb Goes to Catholic Church. And just kidding. and anyhow, so this is 10 questions with Keb. And it's sorry. It's
not scared at all. No, I'm not
They
nervous.
could get ridiculous. Okay, so the first question is, all right, you ready?
Yep.
What group is to blame for the constant decline in morality in America today? Is it the feminists, the Catholics, or Flat Earth Dave?
Flat Earth Dave.
Oh, it's Flat
Fuck
Earth
that
Dave. You're the constant decline in morality in America today. And I can go ahead and say it for Jay. Fuck Flat Earth Dave. Okay. So you live in Texas, yes?
Yes.
Okay. They like their laws in Texas.
They like the what laws?
Their laws.
Oh yeah, especially those gun laws.
Yeah. They have the stand your ground law similar to Florida, which
Mhm.
means if somebody's charging at you, you can shoot them in the face. It's cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you have
no
a
big
gun, I
deal.
mean, everybody's got a gun in Texas. I mean, your florist has a fucking gun, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep. And the bigger, the better.
so here's a great question for somebody who lives in Texas. If you were to introduce a new law, what would that be?
Honestly, I'm gonna get so much hate for this one.
Yep.
If I were to introduce a new law, it would be regulating the usage of guns, to be honest with you, because people can get downright stupid with it. So that would be me. There might be a law regulating that usage, but nobody fucking follows it. So
Now, what if St. Joe, he's coming at you,
mhm.
and you might need a gun to regulate him, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm talking about like don't go willy-nilly like shooting up innocent people
Oh, yeah,
type
that's
thing, you know?
maybe perhaps if I'd prepared for this, I might have not asked a Texan after the events of a couple of months ago that question, but it was just law. If I were going to introduce a new law, if I were elected president, there are two things that I would do immediately: executive order, federal executive order. Number one, I put Kansas City back in Kansas fully. Okay. Number two, I'm going to outlaw these fucking things called speed bumps.
Yeah. Good point.
All right. Question 3.
Sure.
What is your ultimate guilty pleasure?
Oh man. I'm about to totally out myself. It's so boring. It's so fucking boring. But I really like Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor?
Well, 1 week it was they changed. 1 week it was fish food, and then I discovered that there was a topped version of certain ones. So there's the caramel brownie topped version, and right now there's one in my freezer called Whiskey Biz. So I'm gonna kind of go after that after we get off of here.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Ben and
That's a good
Jerry's.
one.
So fucking I'm boring. So
Oh, Ben and Jerry's. Look at that.
Yeah.
I like you can't find it a lot. My favorite flavor, you can't find it a lot. You gotta search high and low for it. It's the Ben and Jerry's flavor vanilla.
we sell it here.
Yeah?
I found a vanilla one with it. Actually, this I'm telling you, this is so bad. Yesterday I found one that was vanilla with like chocolate and caramel swirls, and
Right.
that's the most boring flavor I've seen besides vanilla, so I was like, I'm gonna try that. It actually was not at all
Nice.
bad. So
Nice. All right, moving right along here. What excuse have you used recently to get out of something that you didn't want to do?
Oh, I'm busy. I gotta fix my cat.
You have to fix your cat. Okay. You have to fix your cat. Something's wrong. We need the cat mechanic over here. We need the cat mechanic. Something's wrong.
Somebody fix her pussy.
It's really sad because they've already all been spayed and neutered. But I'm sitting here like, oh, my cat needs to be fixed. So no, I can't.
Yeah. I know a couple of cats that need to be fucking fixed.
Yeah.
Um,
All of them. I mean, I always joke around at like, I have 3 cats. So I have an infestation of cats.
yeah.
It's funny because Amanda has 4 cats. So between us, if we were to ever start our own commune, which might happen, we'll have 7 cats. So we'll have about 7 cats too many. It'll be fun.
Gives new meaning to the word cat ladies.
Well, I'm married into cats. My husband is a cat lady. So I was a dog person for the longest time, and I still am.
Nice.
So,
So if you need a cat out there.
yeah. No, I love them. They're cool. They just need to be fixed mentally.
They need to be fixed. Spay and neuter your pets, people.
Yep. And get them therapy.
I wish we could spay or neuter some people.
For sure.
There's too many people. Don't get me started. Yeah, we need
Flat
a
Earth
plague. What?
Flat Earth Day.
Yeah. I like Flat Earth Day. Flat Earth Day is good people. Yeah.
Okay.
He just needs to let other people talk.
Yep.
Okay. So if you had the intention of the whole world for 15 seconds, what would you do or say? God, I wish
Oh.
this would happen to me.
This is supposed to be ridiculous.
Yeah,
If-
yeah, it is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous question.
Well, depending on how you look at it, if I had the attention of the world for like 15 seconds, I would be like, yeah, fuck. You know what? I know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
It's not a ridiculous. It's actually a good answer. And I'll tell you why. I would say get Jason Vukovic out of jail. He beat up those pedophiles and he should not be the one that's in jail. Those pedophiles should be the one in jail. That explains it all. Not ridiculous. It's ridiculous that he's in jail. It's ridiculous that he's in jail. So
How long is he in jail for?
he was originally given 28 years. They took down some time for, I guess, time served, and then he is supposed to be out or like eligible for parole in June of 2023. He just moved to a different prison, like a medium.
Should have joined the
not good with
Catholic
prison
Church.
talk,
They
but
would have just moved
yeah.
him around.
Basically, it's not as controlled, I guess. I don't know, but anyways, we just want to get him out of jail. He doesn't need to be there. But the people that he beat up, total, they have served maybe about 10 months
Fuck
for
those
what
people.
what they've fucking done. So that's ridiculous. That's
Are
a
they
ridiculous
still allowed to have their
fucking
pulpit?
answer to your question, I
Yeah,
would say.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I
All right,
know.
moving right along here.
Sure.
Which actor or actress should play you in a movie or TV series?
Don't hate me, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality.
I
I believe they call her.
I love her. I have the biggest heterosexual girl crush on her. So yeah.
I could say, I'm not gonna say something that's soon to be world famous wife listens to this program. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself about the Sandra Bullock, but she's fucking hot.
No, I love her. She's an amazing actress, and yeah, I think she's a very personable. She doesn't act like an asshole. That would be who I would choose.
So if you could next question, if you if you could think of a new tradition for the world, what would it be?
Oh, let's make everybody laugh, because it really is the best medicine.
It is very, yeah. I feel that somebody here has said that before.
Yeah.
All right. So this question comes with a story. All right. Okay. If you listen back, I don't know what episode it is. We got a lot of them. Right. But if you listen back, you know what? If you're listening to this right now, go back and listen to every fucking episode and find this part. There's a part where me and the Beebs and St. Joe, we're talking about what we would do if we won the lottery. Okay. And there's a lot of this stuff, and Beeb says something to the effect of, hey, am I the only person on the show that would use $600 million to help the world? And I'm so illustrious said, fuck the world.
The world.
So what would you do with $1 million?
With $1 million?
Yeah.
Well, I'm part of the world. That sounds awful. No, I really would. I would definitely get my mom and all of us, like, she would get better healthcare. We would be in a better house. We would be real good as far as like worrying about rent, at least for a year, because the rest of that money is going to Ben and Jerry's. So
there go with the Ben and Jerry's again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like,
I would donate. I would definitely donate back to a lot of victims too, but I would also make sure I had some Ben and Jerry's.
I feel like the Ben and Jerry's for you is like the Taco Bell for the cap here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the Taco Bell for the cap. I'm gonna have to get some Taco Bell after this.
Yeah. The next day after Ben and Jerry's isn't very fun either. So yeah,
Nah.
you're probably about right.
No. How all right, you can take this question however you want. I've asked this question to people before, and they kind of take it in a whole different direction. Once I say the question, you'll be like, oh, yeah. I mean, they can take it in a whole different direction. I don't say the direction, people. I just ask the question, okay? If your mind's in the motherfucking gutter, then your mind is in the motherfucking gutter. All right. That being said, here's the question. How do you behave when you find something exciting?
What? You warned me.
I did.
Now I freak out. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
That's how I do that.
It's
In every situation. Oh my God.
Right after this, I'm going to ask Jay that same question. And we're going to see what he has to say. You know?
Okay.
Okay. There are two more questions left.
Okay.
Do you have a nickname?
No. I mean, technically, sometimes people will like call me Court. My niece calls me there's one of my nieces calls me Auntie Coco. The other one calls me Tia Coco. That's pretty much it. I'm boring as fuck. So
You know, the Kev is a nickname. My parents didn't name me the, you know.
yeah, I know. I always thought that like the and Kev was like your first and last name. Like I was like, what is his middle name? Is it the motherfucking Kev? Like,
You
is that
know,
what it says on your birth certificate?
yeah. My dad didn't want anybody to fuck with me, you know.
Yeah, there you
so,
go. There you go.
So but you know what's funny is on Gmail, you know how you gotta type in like, you know, it calls me the all the time. It's funny. Yeah. It's very funny. All right. Last one.
Okay.
So this has got to be a good one. All right. And before I told you this before, everybody knows this about me. Everything that I say comes with the story. But I'm gonna get your answer first and then tell my story on this one. It's actually kind of funny. If you had a pet parrot, what would you teach it to say?
I wouldn't teach it anything. I would probably teach it to fly to somebody else's house because I don't want a pet parrot.
Not a
I would
pet
also
parrot.
teach it. I would also teach it to say fuck off, but that's also because I'm antisocial, and I would make sure that my pet parrot would be antisocial as well.
Funny you should say that. Now, my boy Bill, he last name will remain nameless, but he knows who he is. He listens to this program. When we were in high school, way back in the dark ages of the early 1990s, he had a parrot that his stepmother brought into the house, and they went away for the weekend. So while doing things that you could use your imagination about this people by doing things in that house that were not legal at the time.
Oh no, they did not with the
No,
parrot.
no. They didn't fuck the parrot. No. No. See where these are going, people? No. Anyhow, so we were enjoying substances. I'll just put it that way. And you can make up which ones. Probably a little bit of all of them. And we got to talking to the parrot. And back then, that was when the movie Aladdin had come out. The animated version, Aladdin, had come out not too long before that. This is probably circa 1993.
Right.
And Aladdin came out in 92. And if you remember, Gilbert Gottfried, great comedian, was the voice of Iago, which is the parrot in Aladdin, and he's famous for saying, you know, problem with your daughter, you know. Anyhow, so we wanted to teach the parrot something to say.
Okay.
We taught the parrot to go, suck a dick. But what we didn't know about talking birds is that they take on the voice of who taught them that.
Oh shit.
So it was, so when the stepmother came back, the bird's like, suck a dick, and it's in our voice. It was fucking
He
hilarious.
snitched you out.
Oh, dude, it was
That's
fucking
great.
hilarious. But
Oh my gosh.
but anyhow, you braved the 10 questions.
funny.
We thank
Yeah,
you.
sorry if I was too boring.
No, you're good. You're good. We reserve the right to hold you to ridicule, you know, and all this good stuff. But however, will you please tell them about Nefarious and the other one?
Sure. So Nefarious Nightmare is a true crime podcast. We cover lesser known cases and cases about those deemed extra vulnerable. We talk a lot about the bees because we are kind of commemorating the victims of the Minding the Beehive series and considering all victims bees, because bees are vulnerable. So you can find that anywhere. You can find it on any podcast platform. I'm on Twitter at A Nefarious Pod. As well, our Not So Nefarious Criminals podcast, that is a Patreon only podcast, and you can find that on our Patreon only. We discuss crimes related to Florida Man, or crimes that should be Florida Man, and that one's a lighter hearted, funnier one that's meant to be a palate cleanser. And that is all.
Cool. Go check them out, people. It's a Nefarious Nightmare. Really, really good. It'll suck you in. Make sure you got time to listen to the whole thing, because you ain't gonna want to turn it off like me. Make sure you got either a long drive or you're sitting around not doing much, writing jokes, eating Taco Bell, shit like that. So, Courtney, thank you very much for coming on, and we'll catch you soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.
So, Jay.
Yo.
So how do you behave when you find that something excites you?
Usually I start sweating a little bit. I start breathing a little heavy. And I usually say, I love you at the most inappropriate time. That's what happens when I get excited.
I'm sorry I asked. Say, Joe, you want to take a crack at that?
That's pretty funny, actually. No, I don't. Not after that. No.
Okay. Well, I do want to thank Courtney from Nefarious Nightmare for coming on and braving those. For the record, nobody gets those questions beforehand. So that's been nobody gets them beforehand. So it can be kind of hard to come up with an answer right on the fly. But I think we're at Stupid Tweet of the Week, yeah?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, are you guys ready for that?
Stupid
I'm
Tweet of the
ready.
Week.
I think.
I am.
Let me make sure that we got them here.
I don't think anybody's really ready for that. I mean, every week I say I am and I'm not.
Yeah.
But I am. All right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stupid motherfucking tweet of the week. Brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. Now streaming 8 billion fucking useless episodes. New episode starts September. Stupid fucking tweet of the week.
All right. So this isn't really, this is stupid. This is stupid.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it's sad too. This is why I threw this in here. Thomas Loves Kaon says, when I was dating my ex, 2 weeks into our relationship, her ex burst in the house when we were together to talk to her. He threw me out. I slept outside whilst, good word, they had sex. He left in the morning and I came back in. I forgave her and we dated for a year after that. He goes on to say, she cheated on me multiple times and sometimes he left his underwear here and she forced me to wash them. She broke up with me for him and now they're engaged. Just some sad.
Did you share this on Twitter or did I see it?
You probably saw it. It's been going around.
I'll just say, yeah.
Yeah, it's been going around. This one's been going around too, but it's too fucking good not to fucking that there. I don't know if you guys have realized this, but there are some dumb motherfuckers out there. I'm just saying there are some dumb motherfuckers out there. That, I mean, yeah, Flat Earth Dave's, his contingent is just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah. Now, this person said that somebody pointed out that there are 4 faces carved into the side of a mountain, and now I can't unsee it. And the first reply is, not kidding, had a high school friend who thought this was a natural occurrence. She said Roosevelt should have been tipped off that he was destined to be president since his face was up there with the others. Go public education.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is stupid.
CO Fangs writes wife, which is an acronym. We in this forever. Just thought it was kind of funny. Here's one for the Catholic, St. Joe.
Okay.
Every kiss begins with K. Yeah, so does chlamydia. Wait a minute.
Jesus.
Pretty sure chlamydia is with the C.
It is. Nice.
All right. This one's the winner, by the way.
I fucking hope so.
In the spirit of "Oh, bitch, you worried," Godwill says he is at Godly the Ruler. Says just made some cornbread. Bone app the teeth.
Jesus.
Bone app the teeth. And then this guy says it's like 10 the grease outside. THE grease outside.
Nice.
Okay, bone app the teeth.
Definitely.
Bone app the teeth. All right, stupid tweet of the week. Yeah. Stupid tweet of the week brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. We're coming September 1st. I could release them now, but I don't want to. But stupid tweet of the week, Godly the Ruler, at Godly the Ruler, just made some cornbread. Bone app the teeth. It's a stupid tweet of the week, folks.
Oh, yeah. Stupid motherfucking tweet. The stupidest tweets by the stupidest tweeters.
Yeah.
Stupid tweet of the week. I fucking love that. I don't know why I love that so much, but I do. Do you like that, St. Joe?
I like it.
Oh, we have another sports update. St. Joe, did you know that the shin kicking championships are in full swing? What are the shin kicking championships? Their combatants face each other while they're holding onto each other's collars. They attempt to strike each other in the shin until one of them is forced to the ground. Participants must wear soft shoes and stuff their trouser legs with straw for padding. That is the Unfiltered Sports Update for this week. Back to you.
God damn, that sounds good. That's almost as bad as those slapping contests. Have you seen those slapping contests?
Yeah.
I love those things.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
They're so satisfying.
I wanted to ask you guys a thing that I this last week, and I wasn't kidding. I called around to a couple of Chick-fil-A's to find out if it was true, and I couldn't get an answer. I saw an advertisement, and it was on Twitter, and the guy had it. I don't know if it was if somebody was trolling or if it's really true. But there's apparently a cheeseburger that Chick-fil-A is going to put out.
What?
And they're testing it. Look it up on your computer right now while you're there. I mean, you'll find it in a heartbeat. The Chick-fil-A cheeseburger. And it just blows my mind because their whole thing is eat more chicken, with the cows there. And I mean, I bet it's delicious. The Lord's hamburger might be just as good as the Lord's chicken. But it's
the luau burger.
No, the luau burger they had but no, it was a cheeseburger.
There are 12 Chick-fil-A's that serve burgers, steaks, and other items aside from chicken.
Wow.
TikTok is in shambles over the new Chick-fil-A burger.
Yeah. I want one. I want to fucking try this. It's almost as bad as when Popeyes came out with their chicken sandwich, their spicy chicken sandwich. I mean, I hunted that thing down. I had to have it. But anyway.
What else, guys?
I don't have anything.
What's going on in the 2 penny this week?
Oh, the 2 penny. Well, definitely going to be a little bit of talking about some ridiculous stuff when it comes to music. Music is the topic this week, and going to be talking about stuff that lyrics that people get fucked up all the time. Songs that people have no idea the real meaning behind it. So, some people are cool like Nefarious and they do true crime shit. Well, I do true music meaning. So mine this week, I'll have music and talking about bullshit and, it'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Each and every Friday, tune into the Two Penny Podcast.
In the Spotlight Cartel group on Twitter today, we teased that we were going to talk about Star Wars, and our newly adorned conversion to Christianity. And
wow.
For those tuning in to hear all that, you can go fuck yourself. Yeah. Yeah. That was a ruse to see how many people actually listen this far in. I gotta tell you, St. Joe, you played the part well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the text that I sent, but you played the part well.
Yeah, there's a test. It's yeah. And if you've actually gotten this far, which I highly doubt, I want you to put a little post on the Spotlight Cartel chain.
Yeah,
and
whoever got this
say,
far, whoever
really
listened
want
this
you-
far.
I want you to put it and say, here's what I want you to say. I want you to say one word. I want you to say hamburger. Just plain enough, because we just talked about the Chick-fil-A hamburger. So if you've gotten this far in the episode, hashtag hamburger, because we'll see.
Hashtag hamburger. I like it.
If not, if you had, and here's the deal, and if I don't see fucking hashtag hamburger, I'm kicking your ass out of that loop next week. So if I don't see that on there, all hell's breaking loose, because and I will write that on that string that you had one. I'm like fucking what's that guy? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Yeah,
fuck you.
the
You're
dude
out.
from Popeye.
Yep, you're out. No
Okay.
hamburger for you. You're out.
Okay. All right. St. Joe starts some shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Day
Yep.
one.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
I'll say, bless you, my child. Get the fuck off. I'm tired of your shit.
Whatever do you mean? Whoever do you mean?
Good luck
Yeah.
dropping like a fucking rock in the ratings, you piece of shit. Wow.
For our listeners, what does that mean?
What's that? Oh, well, you can tweet all your fucking number one on 18 different platforms all you want. But hamburger, you motherfucker. You better put put hamburger on there. If I don't hear hamburger, ground hamburger is what you're going to be. So that's it. That's all I'm saying. And all the other people that actually do listen to the end of it, they're going to be laughing their asses off, because they're going to hear me and they're going to say, yep, you know what? That's right.
So as most people know, myself, the Two Penny Podcast, we backed out of the Spotlight Cartel. And I will tell you this right now. If that motherfucker gets kicked out of the Spotlight Cartel, the Two Pennies coming fucking back, baby. I'm coming fucking back.
All right, so let's review the rules here. Okay, let's review the rules here. Okay, if you're in the Spotlight Cartel Twitter chat room, direct message room, whatever you want to call it, right? Which we don't need to name who is in there. Basically, all we need to name is, Pedals of Support, Nefarious, right? But there are a few other people in there. Now, the rules are you must put hashtag hamburger, right?
Right.
Like the pound sign.
Right.
Right.
We don't want anybody else to do that. We just want one person. I don't want Nefarious putting hashtag.
Okay,
at.
so
No.
so they're exempt.
Yep. I just want
Mama
one
D
person.
exempt.
Yeah, because I know that they listen to the podcast.
Right.
I know Pedals will listen all the way to the end. I
I
know
would
that
say
Pedals.
this.
I
If
know
there's
that for a
anybody in that
fact
fucking group
Pedals
that
has
doesn't do it,
heard.
fuck them.
Yeah, I know for a fact that Pedals has heard our disclaimer at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Nobody else is. I Nefarious has heard that for sure. The jury room, I'm sure he's listened to it all the way, and he's listened to it. Let's see. So we know that the jury room is in the cartel. We know that Nefarious Nightmare is in the cartel.
Now, is there
We know
a
that.
time limit on when, like, give him a day, give him or her, whoever we're talking about? I don't know, because I get along with everybody.
Sure.
So I don't know who we're talking about. The Keb at KEBLIVES is oblivious to what you're talking about. I just want to learn the rules here.
Yeah.
So and
I would
don't
think
name
by-
names. Don't name names. I love a good mystery.
I would think
But
by
is it-
Friday it would be easy enough. That's
We're
2
going
days.
Friday.
Yeah, I would think by
Okay.
Friday.
I like this. This is like a game.
That's like 2 days. That's more than enough time to listen to the podcast. Going
Okay.
into the weekend, that's easy enough.
All right.
I mean, we all listen to it, typically when it comes out.
Well, I
Because you know
I don't
what?
know if we need to give until Saturday, because a new episode of She-Hulk comes out on Thursday, and I don't know if everybody's going to have the time to tear themselves away from the gripping television that the fucking She-Hulk fucking show is.
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, like Hulk,
yeah.
but like a girl.
No, I think it's all right.
I might have dated that girl.
Yeah.
I think that he can. I think that maybe the multiverse will open up by Friday and be able to make a comment.
For those of you that can't see us, I just almost spit Mountain Dew all over the fucking desk here.
Oh,
All right,
I think
so
that's all right.
so whoever St. Joe and
mean-
Jay are talking about, I don't know. And anyhow, so we got some exciting news. We got a game to play. Everybody's going to play the game. If the game goes the way we think it's going to, or St. Joe thinks it's going to go, then the two pennies coming back to the spotlight, all that good stuff
Right.
going
And if
on.
you don't like anything that I said, remember it's Reds of the West.
Oh God.
Remember, you can go to unfpod.com, find all of our social media places. If you want to tell us to go fuck ourselves, that's cool. But
Yeah.
you can go buy merch. You can get the brand new shirt that St. Joe's wearing that you can't see. And he got it in like 4 days. So if you go to, and all of the proceeds from the merch, I don't know if I said this before, but all the proceeds from the merch go to the
Martika's
Unfiltered
Women's,
Podcast Foundation. And what that benefits is the hosts of the Unfiltered Podcast. So
the quilting factory at Martika's.
It's going together to pay for our rental of space for our live broadcast that we're going to be setting up in Jacksonville. And before the end of this year, we're going to have a live broadcast, live studio audience in Jacksonville.
that's going to be a blast too.
Yep.
When we get a date, we'll put it out there for local people in Jacksonville, people who want to fly in like Jay is. You know what? Following that, we should do two. You should do a 2 penny live, and we just slip in here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we'll do we could do all kinds of stuff. We could do a stupid history minute with like people. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
I can't wait to do it in front of live audience.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a shit show. I love it.
Great.
Passing out disclaimers at the door.
Yeah.
But we look forward to that. unfpod.com. You can find everybody, there. You can find merch there, find, funny story. You can listen to good clips of the show.
Yeah.
Former clips of the show. So for St. Joe, for Jay, my name is the Cap, and we will catch you guys next week.
The opinions on this podcast may strike some listeners as vulgar, offensive, or worst of all, serious. Please adjust your expectations and interpretations accordingly. In other words, lighten the up. For all other concerns, complaints, and court documents, please direct those towards the nearest brick wall. Thank you for listening.